Okay. This is the tapestry I'm trying to put up. So I want it to be behind me so that it takes up as much of the camera view as possible, because it's really cool. And it's actually got these little elastic hooks things on it. Well, not elastic, but these little loops. So you can just fasten it onto like a nail or something. So this is what I decided to do. I'll try this to gauge an idea about where I want to put this. So covering up. As much of the area behind me as possible. Hang on a second, there's something slowing this down. There. Now it should be okay. Excuse me. Because if I put it across the window, my only worry there is the cats will have it destroyed. They will snag it. They will, I don't even want to think about what they can do. Uh-oh. Gotta charge my Mike Tyson. Whoops. Good catch. Kinda.
Trying to break a unicorn light.
Something like that.
Why? What did it do to you?
Pissed me off. So did I unplug it? Well, it could have been worse. I could have knocked Malachi on the floor, which probably would have killed him. He would have come out in rapid speed and bam, you know. So my conundrum is this. Like I said, if I put it on the window, I worry about them tearing it up. If I put it up like only when I'm live streaming, for instance, and if any of the cats come near, I'll just do my best to keep them from like snagging at it. I mean, they might still, you know, like pull it so they can look out the window or something. But if I'm only taking up part of the window, so I'm going to take some tape, make a couple strips, and try a couple of different places to put it that seems to be about where I want it. But I thought about tying it back. Because then it's less likely the cats are going to bother it. Not bad. Well, that'll do for now. Now I just gotta wait and see what the kitty cats do when one of them jumps up here. Because there's also a unicorn blanket that I have that I thought it was a big one when I bought it. It's basically the size of a receiving blanket for a baby. I would like to put it up next to this one right here, like over there, covering this other stuff up over here. So it's something different to look at, and it's cool and it's witchy, and you know, dun dun dun. I wouldn't put this at the headboard of the bed because with the bed bug issue and the roaches, they would have it destroyed. They would breed behind it and poo on it and God knows what. Hey, my first tapestry. How about that? I do still have my kitty cat, but that one is going to be trickier to put up because it's really long. It's 2 panels. And getting to the west window, where's probably the best place that I can put them. And then just tie them up as best as I can, but where you can still see the eyes. And then possibly find a way to like make a crochet a loop or something and fasten it to either side of the window over there, the west window, and use that to kind of tuck it in, sort of. I mean, because I don't know where it's going to fall. I don't know how easy it would be to get it actually behind that stuff. It would be really tricky. And because they're so long, these panels with the cat eyes, they would probably, like, even at the top of the window, they would still touch the floor. Hey, Carmela. Hello, what are you doing back? Huh? What are you doing back? And that blocks out the light, too. So if the kitty cats are acting like they want to get behind there to look out the window or something, then I'll just lift it up and let them get behind it and hope that they leave it alone. Because if they decide, ooh, it's something fun to play with, let's start playing behind it. That I don't want them to do. Because I don't want you guys tearing it up. And I don't know if this is the biggest size you can get of these. I doubt it. Got it from Temu. Don't even remember how much the tapestry was. It wasn't that much. And the cat eyes one, I think I got from Amazon. Yeah, I got it from Amazon because I have some gothic ones on there that are like vampiric and witchy and gothic. And those hopefully will be bigger because when I see a size like a 30 by 40 or whatever, I can't envision in my head how wide that is or how tall. So I'll get a size thinking it's a big size of something, and it's not. It's the little size. And I'm like, oh, man. So hopefully I'll be able to find a way to get my my Capricorn blanket up next to this. And if I can just tape it up, that would be all the better. I really don't want to put holes in it if I can help it. The only other recourse that I can think of is to crochet a chain. Make sure it's going to hang about where I want it to hang. Decide what I'm going to, like where I'm going to put the nail that I'll be able to drape it over, and then it'll just hang. But where I'd really like to have that one is in the bedroom on the closet door. But again, I don't want to put holes in it. I would rather, like, if I do a chain and I fasten it to the back of it, unfortunately, I would have to staple it into the corners. So that would still be putting holes in it, unfortunately. I just wish there was a way I could figure out to hang it without putting holes in it. Because the thing about putting holes in it is I don't want to compromise it. And then it starts, the holes start getting bigger and it like destroys the piece more or less. So next time around, I'm going to get the biggest size they have listed because I originally had gotten it as a blanket for myself. But I think that looks really cool back there. I just wish that it was bigger so it covered up not only the window, but that section over there. Something cooler to look at and, think of having a shelf like that. That would be cool. That would be a lot of stuff you could fit on there for sure. Reading down here for something. And now that my cat's not over here bugging me at the moment, I can put these bags back. I'm going to go get my unicorn blanket. Because I still want to figure out a way to put it up. Well, I thought this was my Capricorn one, but it's not. But that's okay, because this one would be cool too. Is that cool or what? And I don't know if the blanket says it. Don't think it does. Yes, it does. Down on the bottom it says let it be. Now I think this would look really nice next to this over here to cover up that stuff. What are you doing, Carmela? Say, I don't know, Mom. I'm just bored again. So what else is new? All right, what is this thing doing? It's doing weird stuff. It's like I don't know. It's like it's glitching. Happy Cinco de Mayo yesterday, which I was looking at my calendar for something and I realized, oh wow, it's Cinco de Mayo already. That's weird time for it to be Cinco de Mayo, but okay. And I believe it was Norma's deceased husband's birthday, because I think she said it was May 5th or something like that. May 3rd, one of those. Might have been May 3rd, because I remember May 3rd was on a Saturday, so people that usually get their checks on the 3rd, like my mom and Normia, and us, me and Chris, we get ours 2 days before the 1st, but Mom and Normia, theirs usually comes on the 3rd. The only time they will give it to them the Friday before is when the 3rd falls on the weekend, which the 3rd fell on a Saturday. So I don't know if we ever did anything to celebrate Kenny's birthday or not. If we didn't, I'll have to make sure and do something here in the future. But now my head's turning and I'm going, okay, what did I do with my unicorn blanket? And it's like, I think I folded it up and put it in a pile of clothes in the bedroom. So I'll have to look in that pile of clothes as carefully as I can without making a mess to find it. Once I find it, then I'll get it out and see about taping it up. I think the only way I'm going to get it to possibly stay is I'm going to have to make a long enough strip of tape, take a long enough strip of tape and put it over the corners diagonal, like, you would do with a picture or something. And maybe that would help hold it better. And then the parts that are sticking out, get like some little nails or something and put one in each side to further hold it in place. But I don't know if that would matter or not. It's just the thickness of the blanket. The way I did it before when I tried to put it up with tape at the corners, I didn't do it the way I normally would, and it fell down. And I was like, no, dang it. So it's like, okay, time for a redo then, But yeah, I like my tapestry here. It's really cool. And it'd be nice to have a cool witchy shelf like that with all that cool stuff on it. Can't wait to see the big size of that thing. And I will probably order it sometime in the future, and I will make sure I order the biggest one. The only problem is the bigger the size of the item, the more you're going to pay. So you got to think about that too. It's like, how much do you want to pay? So the only thing you can do is you can click on the different sizes one at a time, and that'll bring up the fluctuation of the price. And as you go higher up to the biggest, for instance, it's going to give you the highest amount that you can, you'll have to spend to get it. I keep getting my diamonds, my diamond beads all on my feet. Meow! What are you doing, Brat Brat? Huh? What are you doing, Brat Brat? What are you doing? You still bored? I was playing with them with their laser pointer earlier. It was fun. Now that's something that would definitely get probably 1 million views, is the cat antics. When I'm playing with them with the laser pointer, because they leap over each other and just all kinds of acrobatics. It's funny to get the little red bug. It's like, but it bothers your arm because of where you have to push it. See, this is it, and here's the button, and you have to keep the button pushed down to get the little pointer to show the little dot. But after a few minutes, it starts like making your muscles up in here uncomfortable, and it's like, so I would have to keep switching hands. And it's funny because they will be sound asleep, and if I start playing with even one of them, and they're like, others are sleeping throughout the apartment in their hidey sleep places they like to go sometimes. If I get one of them started playing with it, the others will wake up, hear the commotion, and come out and see what's going on, and then they'll start playing with it. It's hilarious. So one of these times when I'm going to play with the laser pointer, I'll get on YouTube and I'll turn the camera around so everybody can see the antics of the kitty cats and I call it their little bug, because it's this little dot, just this little red dot, and they just go stupid. Anybody that knows what I'm talking about? Yeah, cats, that's like the equivalent of having a flashlight and doing the circle everywhere. They'll chase it too. But the little red bug, they can see better. The little red dot. Especially in the dark. They're going to be able to see it better in the dark. And one day, here recently, I was playing with them with it. And I was sitting here and I was pointing it that way, and I could actually see the laser beam coming from the device. I was like, whoa. It was kind of cool. But it was really, really super thin, because these things are not very big. These take the flat batteries, and you have to put like 3 of them in here. So I don't play with them much, but I do once in a while because they're bored. I mean, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. They're 4 cats. They get bored just like human children do. They need something to do, something to engage them. They want to play. Like Carmela here. One of her favorite things to do is to sit right here in front of me and just stare at me. I don't know why. Other than most of the time she's doing it because she wants her bug, i.e. the laser pointer, and she knows what it is. Because she'll look, and then she'll start looking behind her, looking for the bug. She knows what it is. But it's funny. It is just so adorable to see. And I think of all these cute cat videos that I see on YouTube, Instagram, and all those places. And I thought, oh, I got one for you guys that had me laughing so hard that I was, I had to stop a couple of times because I was laughing so hard. See, I'm sorry it's glitching like that. I don't know why it's doing that. It's just being weird. Hey, Carmela, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got your tail. Poor bored kitty cats. And they got a box full of toys too. But because none of them move, it's not as fun for them. They get bored a lot quicker because they like stuff that moves. Don't ya? Don't ya? Say, yeah, Mom, you know it. No, she ain't gonna like this. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. She hates it when I pick her up. She don't like being picked up, do you? Sometimes she'll tolerate it if she's in a lovey mood. And then other times she's like, Mom, damn it, let me down. Mwah, I love you. Now she'll probably go run and hide somewhere so I don't pick her up again. Pooey. So yeah, I'll put up my pot gnome. I would call him Mr. Miyagi, but I think I'll call him Daniel-san or something because I do like the Karate Kid movies, and Mr. Miyagi, somebody already took that for their blanket that I got him like this. My brother. So I don't want to take that name, use a different one for mine. Drinking my cappuccino, I had to drink some of his strong butt coffee just to wake up, because when I came out this morning, I think it was about 8:30 or so in the morning, and I was sitting here, I could not keep my eyes open for nothing. I'm like, okay, come on now, this is ridiculous. I just had 9 hours of sleep. Why am I sitting here like keep wanting to fall back asleep? This is not a good thing. And Kalika loves the little coffin-shaped kitty bed that I got. Her and Carmela are the only ones so far that seems to sleep in it. But that's understandable because, I don't know, I guess Bella's not really the cat bed type. He likes to lay on a bed or on Daddy's pillows, his favorite spot. And sometimes that can be difficult because when you're laying there and you're trying to be comfortable and you're trying to fall asleep, and then you got your cat up there like crowding you off your pillow. Yeah, it's not so fun. Ow. Gotta be careful how I sit here because otherwise, my legs will start going numb. My feet will start going numb. Yeah, I could. I suppose I could. Don't know if it's gonna look any better, but no, I like it this way. This way is the only way it shows all of it. And that way, because I've got stuff behind it, I've got my purse on the back of the couch and my Gothic sandals. These ones have crosses and hearts on them, but these are they're really cool. These are from Temu, and they have some of these that have different charms on the chain. I'm like, oh, you punks, because I didn't want to get, more than one pair of these. These are going to be basically, these are my summer sandals, and yeah, they come attached just like this. And surprisingly, they've got some pretty good ridges on the bottom here. They're decently comfortable to wear, but because of this and the way it is and where it lays across, like right below my toes, it gets, especially the left foot. It's always the left foot, and that is so bizarre to me. But it'll leave a ridge, and it'll, after you've been wearing them all day, you start feeling it because it literally leaves a red mark from where it's cutting into my skin. However, I have learned that if I wear a pair of trouser socks or knee-high hose, got to be hose. They really got to be that thin, or my witch socks that are designed to go up past the knee, but because of how my weight and everything, they just always roll down under the knee. So it's like, okay, I can fix that. So I pull them up as far as they'll go, and then I just fold them down like you would a pair of socks if you didn't want them too high or like whatever, up over your ankles or what have you, depending on what you're wearing with them. So hose, I have found for me is best with these because I can wear them without the hose, but with the hose, they don't bother the top of my foot as much. And I don't know how they ended up on the back of the couch, but it's probably a good place, safe place for them, because if I put them down on the floor, I have to find a clever way to cover them up, or literally put them in a bag and tie them shut, because that's the only way to keep my cats from pitting them, deciding, oh, let's scratch on these and destroy another pair of mommy's shoes. Not these, you're not. But might as well make this somewhat interesting. This is basically, it's like this is going to be funny because I'm so knowledgeable and high level magic. This is a beginner's kit, okay? It's a witch kit that I got from Temu recently. These are the candles it comes with, which I like these because they're decent size. See? Now that's a decent size. They got some decent length to them. They're not too gigantic, huge, big. And here's all the colors that they come in. But for some reason, and I still cannot fathom why they chose to do it this way, because it just seems weird to me, is they put them all in upside down. But see, that's all the colors you get. You get like orange, black, yellow, blue, green, red, pink, some white. Let me take them out here. See? Orange. This is like, I think this is supposed to be I'm not sure, actually. This one's kind of got blue and traces of blue and pink in it. Like it was maybe supposed to be a light blue or pink or something. Here's a dark blue. Here's the black. This, I think, was supposed to be orange. Whoops. Okay, here's a dark green. Here's the light green. Yellow. White. Purple. Light pink. Red. So those are the colors you get. And you only get one of each. So, it's kind of one of those use them sparingly, and for I call it a thrifty witch like me, you have to learn to compromise and improvise, and you don't, unless the spell requires a certain amount of time. If you can only burn the candles for like 5 minutes or something, that should still be fine. It should still work. Okay, now I've got these all in right side up. Yeah, kind of works. But now I see why they put them in upside down, because the tops, when you put them upright, the tops are just big enough that they cause the lid to bulge a little bit. That's all. Okay, so that's the candles. I think this is cute, and I'm purposely leaving it in the wrapper until I have to actually use it. But this is a little tiny besom that you can either use for decorative purposes, or you can use it to kind of wave around to get rid of negative energy, because that's what it's designed to do. You actually get a bell. Some herbs here. We got some sage. A nice amethyst cluster. I think that's really pretty. It's the first time I've taken it out of the bag, because I've seen like witch box unveilings. So this is like a common. There's rose petals, of course, pink or red rather. They call it rose leaf. Here is rosemary, mint. Keep that away from the cats. Dandelion. This is actually dandelion. I was like, never had dandelion before, but okay. Cantonese hydiotis. It's got like either Japanese or Chinese or some kind of foreign symbols on it you can't see because they're too small. So some of these I can't pronounce. Okay, this is a mystery herb because there's no label on it whatsoever, and this is how it came. But I have no idea what it is. Smells good. Very earthy. So it looks like it's some kind of flower. Tasso, Aytsao. No idea what it is, what it does. No idea. I'm going to have to get me a phone app that explains all these herbs and what they do and how to use them, because I don't want to use them incorrectly. Here's one called plantain her, Herh. And it's like, but okay. I've got like 3 of these now. Different crystals in the top, but this one has a little amethyst, see, in the top there. And then it's got a little design. This is for your, it's metal. This is for your herbs. When you scoop some out of the bag and you put them in whatever, combine them. I thought this was interesting. It's called a grimoire, but it's pocket-sized. On one side, you got these cool pictures, right? But on the back, it's blank white. So I'm like, okay, either this is supposed to be a pocket version of a book of shadows, or you could use it as spell paper. I imagine these would probably be kind of easy to tear out of here. Just on the back side, write your spell, tear it out of the book, and fold it up, put it in your spell bottle or whatever. They give you this twine, little batch of twine. And this kind of spell papers. Parchment, most likely. This one is new one to me. They actually send bath salts. And I'm like, that's a first, but okay. But then when I opened this one to see what they smelled like, I was like, well, they're not scented or anything. So what is, but hey, you know what? Sometime maybe I'll use a little bit of them. when I'm doing my foot treatment, because I have a foot bath thing. It vibrates, so it massages your feet. You put hot water in it, warm water, hot as you can stand it, whatever. And then you put the bath salts in it. It really helps my feet because I have foot pain and stuff. But when I smelled it, it's like, if these aren't bath salts, then what are they? You know? Yeah. It's literally, it's salt. It's salt. Okay. I think the little light bulb just went off over my head. Ding, ding, ding. This is probably some kind of blessed salt. And this is, I'm guessing, black salt. So these are crystalline form. So you have to have a mortar and pestle or some way to crush them down into the powder that they're supposed to be. And I thought this was cute. You get a little package of charms, and that is what the twine is for. That way you can tie it on a candle, you can tie it on a spell bottle. And I was like, I really love this kit, even though it's a beginner's kit. I love the stuff that comes with it. I think it's really cool. And it wasn't that much either. And here's one of the things, and it's got 2 ways you can fasten something into it. Because see, it's got 2 holes there at the top. This one, and then right below it. That's just a crescent moon. There's your typical little pentacle. The sun. These are small, so I'm trying to put them up close. Another style of a pentacle.
John home already?
Huh? At 1:45. I don't know. That seems abnormal.
Someone else out there honking. It sounds like his mom.
Kitty cat on a moon. This one is the sun, or what looks like the sun, and there's some kind of design in the center that kind of looks like a swastika, but it's not the swastika. It's the one that stands for healing or something, possibly. Here's another pentacle. It's like
It's good fortune.
Good fortune. Okay. Here's a little crescent moon. It's got a little cute design on it. Just the moon, and then it looks like these are supposed to be like, I don't know if those are supposed to be eyes, feathers, or what. There's another one of the sun. And then the sun. And this one's like teeny tiny, and this one actually has a face on it. It's smiling. And it's got a little dot in its forehead, so it might be of a certain religion or something. Like Hindu or something. So I thought that was cool. It's like, oh wow, it even gives you little charms. How about that? And like I said, you can use them at your discretion if you like. You could always, like, you could even turn them into jewelry fairly easily that you could wear, but I wouldn't recommend using the twine if you're going to do like a necklace or something, because this twine would itch the crap out of your skin. And I don't want that. Okay, so the twine is for the charms to be able to tie on whatever you want to tie it on. Like I said, you can tie it on a candle. You can tie it around a spell bottle. And I thought this was interesting too. It even comes with a little silver trinket tray. And 10 bottles of crystals. We've got rose quartz, labradorite, tiger's eye, amazonite, clear. It's called rock crystal. It's basically clear quartz, garnet, amethyst, aventurine, agate, and fluorite. So these, I love the crystal bits. You can put them in candles. They're good for spells because they're small, and stuff. And they even what way is this thing gonna be upright? There you go. Even come with an altar cloth. So I was like, now that's a nice kit. And like I said, when you're trying to be a thrifty witch or whatever, you make stuff stretch. It's if you can do small stuff, sometimes it's better because that way you can put together what I like to call like a nice little witch like travel thing, which I have one. So yeah, I'm a little anxious to use my kit, I mean, I didn't get it to look pretty and just sit around and not get used. But I thought that was a pretty good deal. I don't know the name of this particular kit, but all I know is I got it on Temu. Now my bell, I bet you it's not going to fit in there right. Just look for a black and gold box, and sometimes it'll show a picture of what all comes in it. Oh crap. This box is ripping in the corners already. But that's what it looks like. Black and gold. It's got the moon phases on the front. Above the center thing here, there's moon phases above it and moon phases below it. And then moon phase across, kind of. So yeah, I need to find something else to put it in, or if I do find a place that I can put it easily, that it's out of the way until I'm ready to use it, then take some of the stuff out that's causing it to bulk out so much, because I already know what's causing it to bulk out. And that would be the herbs. Because even though they're small baggies, some of them are so full, as you can see, when you open it, it's like, you got to be careful because half of it's going to go flying. So, I thought that was cool. Oops, forgot to put my little spoon in there. But yeah, I need to find, because see, they put when they package this stuff, they put it in a certain way for that reason, which makes sense, And I've got so many other herbs around too. See, just taking out the herbs. This is all the herbs. Whoop, almost all. There we go. Now I bet I could put these in here and that. And they'll close just fine. Whoops. If I get it in the holes right, that is, or the slots. Okay. So, see, now that's a lot better. Makes it a lot flatter. So then what I still forgot to put the spoon in. Okay, spoon, in you go. Like I said, I've got 2 other spoons from 2 other kits that I got, but they have different crystals in the tip. But just best thing I can suggest to anybody that might be interested in getting one of those particular kits, just look it up under witch kits, just simply witch kits, beginner witch kits or something of that nature. But that's the first time I've gotten one that had a bell with it. So I thought that was cool. It's like, oh, okay. Now that I've had my coffee, I'm a little more awake. Got to de-stinky myself. This is the tricky part. And if y'all's wondering what I'm doing, I was simply putting some of the degree, which is really good for keeping away sweat and sweat stink, is put it under the girls here, because you sweat under there a lot as a woman. And another place too I've noticed is right down the center of my chest. Sometimes I'll be wearing my necklaces or something, and it'll start sweating and it'll start itching. Drives me crazy. So anyway, I'm glad I finally got my tapestry up. At least it's something cooler to look at, and I just gotta, try and make sure, like I said, pulling it out the way I do, that's hopefully going to deter the cats from clawing at it to open it, to get behind so they can look out the window. But I'm still going to have to watch and probably have to like roll this thing up and literally tie it in place overnight until I'm ready to get up the next day. Because if I leave this down overnight, I'm afraid they would have it destroyed. Because as soon as they realize, hey, you can play behind it, or like one of them is behind it looking out the window and say a little bit of their tail is sticking out, and one of the others sees something moving, what are they going to do? They're going to jump at it, right? It's moving. They're going to jump at it. And then the one behind the curtain is going to be like spin around and smack at them through the curtain. And then they'll start playing. I know, I've seen it. I have somewhere, I don't know where it got buried. I have a green curtain, green satin, real pretty light green satin curtain that I did. And I handmade this. I cut it from a piece of material. I sewed a hem. I sewed edging around it to keep it from unraveling. That's common sense. Chris just came in with something that looks like, I guess it's just the mail. It looked like packages at first. Wasn't sure. But, oh boy. Now I have no idea why we're getting this. This is for my son Noah. But anyway, it's like, so I had this curtain up in the doorway between the living room and the rest of the apartment. I don't remember what two cats I had at the time. Doesn't matter. But they very quickly started realizing how much fun it was to play at each other, with one on one side of the curtain, one on the other side. They would smack under each other, under it, and it was just, it was interesting. But it ended up causing them they started snagging it and this and that, because next thing you know, they're going to try to climb it. Because, it's not uncommon for cats to climb curtains, and that's why we can't have anything nice here really, and try not to put up anything nice because of the cats, because they're just going to be cats. And if you don't want your something like this getting tore up, then you got to innovate. You got to find a way to put it up and then roll it up at night and so the cats will leave it alone. It's like, yeah, I didn't just spend money on this beautiful little tapestry that I absolutely love just to have my cats destroy it. Because they're like, what's this? And I just literally taped it on. I taped both ends. I put the tape through the little loop thing and then did it that way. I ended up wrapping the tape around one of the blind things. Uh-oh. I better watch it. So as long as I can find a way to keep these herbs with this box, but keep them out of the box, like put them in a little container or something, if I could find one big enough to fit them, and then put it with this. So I know, okay, these were the herbs that came out of this kit. Or take a label and like a Post-it, I usually do, and then I tape it in place and put on the top of the Post-it herbs from kit below, and then that way, so I know, okay, this was the herbs from this kit. So, I don't have my dailies out here, I don't think, because I haven't done those in a while. Like I would do a daily goddess, daily spell. Let me see if they're in this cabinet over here. Besides, I need to get me something else to drink anyways. put some over here? Yes, I did. Yay.
Okay, I need to look this up.
What?
Oh. Veggie van.
Veggie van, huh? Ow. Innovate.
Free delivery with inside of I-270. Except EBT SNAP benefits.
Cool.
And you earn perks on your next purchase, which is $1 $2 match.
Oh, okay.
Up to $25. Like
Oh,
if we spend
wow.
$10 on vegetables today,
Uh-huh.
the next time we go, we could spend $20, but only pay 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a good deal. For sure.
And the free
Definitely something to
delivery will
try.
help out.
Yeah. Look out, Bella. Look out, baby. Look out. Mommy's got to rinse it. Mommy just playing, Bella.
I know. Daddy will get to the bus as soon as he's done here. Well, you're kind of in the way there. Quit.
Okay. Look out, boo. Look out.
How was that?
Huh? Daily spell. Oh boy. Yeah, I'd say it's been a while. Last time I read a spell out of here, February 20th. Okay, we're into May. I think it's May 6th. Pretty sure. Yeah. Anti-insomnia spell. So, for those of you that suffer insomnia, you might want to write this down. I will try to read it slow, but you can always pause it, write down a fragment of it, pause it again, write down another fragment of it. One of my cats is over on the other end of the thing. I'm just checking to make sure he's not going to bother my tapestry. It's our cat Bella, Maine Coon, at least part Maine Coon. We don't know how much, but you know, he's not like huge like some of them can be. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure he is full-blooded. He's just a runt.
Yeah. He's full-blooded. He's just a runt. So yeah, that seems about right. Because he's very smart. Very, very smart. and some of the cute things that he used to do. And
Pain
you know,
in
follow.
his ass.
Yeah, well, Daddy's a pain in the ass, so there you go. But he would follow him around outside. He would come when Chris whistled. You know, it was amazing. Wrap handfuls of uncooked oats and dried chamomile flowers and a pinch of mandrake
You
in a
getting allergic to
square
Dad?
of cheesecloth and filter a hot bath through it. Light some Egyptian kefi incense, Kyphi. When I'm not sure, I will spell it. Um, and bathe while deeply breathing the aromas. In bed, bless you, envisage yourself in a field of chamomile, like Dorothy surrounded by poppies in The Wizard of Oz. Think of lying down in the fragrant daisies, lulled to sleep by their fresh, sweet smell, beneath the ground, the underworld, and above in the blue sky. Witches and rainbow-hued elementals fly by on unimaginable missions. You lie drowsing in the fragrant flowers, following one of the passers-by, then another, tracing their patterns in the ether and following to the tunnel leading to the deep blue yonder. So there you go. Hope that helps. But Mark fell down, had to get it. This is the other spell book, daily spell book that I do. It's called The Real Witch's Year. Spells, Rituals, and Meditations for Every Day of the Year by Kate West. Okay. Now we gotta find May again. Honeysuckle. Honeysuckle is cleansing, antispasmodic, diuretic, and laxative. It has been used to relieve cramps and speed the birthing process. Bella, what are you doing? Oh, you're playing. Okay, never mind. The flowers have decongestant properties and have long been infused as a cure for chest complaints, especially asthma. This is also used to lighten the skin, to reduce scars, and remove blemishes. It is lucky to have honeysuckle growing near the home, and should it grow over the door, it will keep fever and sickness away. It used to be thought that honeysuckle flowers should not be brought into the house where an unmarried woman lived, as they would induce erotic dreams. Certainly, the scent of honeysuckle used to be considered an aphrodisiac, particularly when mixed with that of rose. It was also thought that bringing it indoors would mean a wedding would follow. Honeysuckle is used in spells for protection and money. Wearing the flowers over your brow will strengthen psychic powers. Place a dried flower and leaf in your purse or wallet to attract money. Honeysuckle grows wild in many places, and it is said that if it grows thus around the home, then it will bring money towards you. But planted honeysuckle does not produce the same result. Honeysuckle climbs upwards with a clockwise or diacetyl spiral, whilst bindweed grows with the converse spiral. Where the two can be trained to meet over the door, it is said there will always be love in the house. There is even a folk song which alludes to this. Coping is another way of saying you're trying to do too much. And that's just a little extra caption they do down at the bottom. So, that's that one. And the goddess of the day is Chantico. Family Week, United States. Themes: kinship, unity, cooperation, communication, divination, protection, home. About Chantico, a classical Mesoamerican goddess. Chantico personifies and safeguards the hearth fires and the home, the place where families gather. The name Chantico means in the house. Men going to battle pray to her that they will return and still find those home fires burning. Children petition her to know the future. She also became the guardian
Hello.
of lapidaries and metalsmiths.
Hello. Yes.
Gotta pause. He's on the phone.
You make careful shit. I'm fucking old enough.
To do today. Around the first Sunday in May, Catholic and Jewish congregations celebrate Family Week, a time to focus our attention on family solidarity and how to improve the quality of family life. With our society having become so mobile, Chantico is a very timely goddess to entreat for assistance in this endeavor. Gather with your family or friends today. Light a candle symbolizing Chantico's presence and rededicate yourselves to oneness. Carrying or wearing silver, copper, red-toned agate, amethyst, or jade today draws Chantico's presence and encourages the warmth of kinship, no matter where you may be. To extend this idea, take a piece of paper with the word earth written on it and wrap it around one of these metals or stones. That way you share Chantico's unifying energy with all the earth's inhabitants. Ooh, sounds interesting. So silver, copper, red-toned agate, amethyst, or jade. So I'm already wearing silver. Don't think I have any copper, but you could carry a penny as long as it's got a decent amount of copper in it. Red-toned agate, I got a whole bottle of them. Right in there. Amethyst or jade. So I've got the red-toned agate and the amethyst. So I could probably make like a little pouch or something, and carry them with me. Because let's see, unless I'm wearing amethyst, I don't know if there's amethyst on any of these bracelets or not. Like this one is a Capricorn bracelet, and it has like some different colored stones, and then it has some solid black stones. This one's also Capricorn, but it's more earthy colors, and that's my diamond tennis bracelet. This is money drawing bracelet that I got from Temu. Wasn't that expensive. So red toned agate, so red agate and amethyst. And silver, because like I said, I'm already wearing silver. I think like my Michael amulet down here is silver or steel. I mean, it hasn't tarnished yet, so because that's the thing about silver, it will tarnish. Okay, so there's your goddess of the day, Chantico. So I'm going to go light a candle and welcome her. Food stamp?
Yep.
What are you getting this time? What are we out of? Everything. No, I'm kidding. La, la, la. Today is Tuesday, so the color of the day is red or pink. I would say red. So I gotta find a red candle. That's just me getting down on the floor. So, let's see, do I have any red? Because if that's red, that's not a very good red. Oh well. Sorry, Chantico, but these things weren't made very good. Okay. Hecate. I'll leave where she's at. Ugh, ouch. And I'll keep talking so you guys can hear my voice. But right now I'm trying to find a little holder to put the red candle in to light in Chintico's honor. Okay. A little lighter down here. Yeah, I wish I could cut that, but oh well. It'll burn down. There we go. Okay, hail and welcome, Chintico. This is your day today, so we hope that you will honor us and bless us with your presence. And bless this day in every way, so that it is full of love and laughter and all things good, especially things that are family oriented. Hail and welcome, Chantico. I light this red candle for you. Now, yeah, need you to get your pink bowl there, Bella. Okay. You find some incense to burn. What is this one? Let's do this one.
Okay, $11.
$11 for what? The veggie thing?
Yep.
Okay.
I got 8 bananas, head of broccoli, head of leaf lettuce, some Roma tomatoes, and some strawberries.
Ooh. Can't wait. Namaste. This incense is for you, Chantico, and for my Hindu goddess, Sarasvati. Oh, card. Right. And this purse is designed to look like a spell book. That's just the cats being crazy. Don't mind them. Boo's trying to play with Bella. Boo and Bella, as you guys know, that have seen my videos, they're the boy cats of the family. And sometimes Boo wants to play and Bella don't. Or they get too rambunctious when they're playing. Here. Oops. It fell on the floor. Matter of fact, I think I will. In here, I've got a very small, handful of... Bella, you need to settle down, buddy. Boo's just trying to play with you. These are from my medicine wheel deck that they're animals, and they come with several blank cards. These are shield cards. The other side of this I'm about to show you. But I took these because I had so many of them, and I put some additional animals that aren't in the deck, like Nima. Nima is my dragon, and one of them. I've got a couple. So I decided to utilize these by turning them into like, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 8 of them. And I couldn't think of anything else to do with them. I think they could have very easily been, like, if you look into one of the blank ones and it don't have anything written like I wrote on it, you can use it as a looking glass. It's pretty cool. This one I put mountain goat and the Capricorn symbol because that's me. Vampires because I have many through Creepy Hollows. Fae, which are fairies. My unicorn Essus, and I'm pretty sure I have more than one unicorn. Essus is male. Hummingbird and Pegasus. Hecate or Hecate and Aries. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, there's 8 cards. So this, for the most part, would not be considered a deck that I know of because it's just 8 cards. But what I could do is I just kind of close my eyes and I just shuffle them like this because it's the only way you can shuffle them. You're not really shuffling them, but kind of, sort of. Okay. Which one of these cards has a daily message for me for today? Mountain Goat. So, something Capricorn related. Climb into the heights. Some of what comes to mind. Goats will, it might take them a while to get to the top because, let's face it, they don't exactly have really long legs. And they're just, small in body, like basically the size of a medium-sized dog. But once they get there, once they get to the top, they usually stay.
Okay.
Okay, what? The veggie delivery thing? So we got some veggies coming.
Apparently not.
What? What's
the reason it's not letting you use EBT online.
Huh. That's weird.
So we may have to go in person.
Well, as long as there's a location we can drive to, but...
Parsons Avenue.
Oh, okay.
From the sounds of it.
Road trip. So this card, I would say, is the goat in me, trying to tell me something, trying to maybe remind me of something, encourage me to do something that I keep meaning to do, but keep putting off. Sometimes I can pick up on the message like right away. Other times it takes me a while because usually when my channel is open to where my consciousness, I always imagine it as like a beam of light coming out of the top of my head, going up and then kind of spreading out into a cone shape. And when that happens, they all come. I mean, other energies are drawn to it. Spirits, past, present, future, angels can come through it, any number of things. And yes, that is my gray roots, huh?
Yeah, well, this says you can use your Snap EBT when ordering online.
That's weird then, huh? But when he's trying to do it online, it won't let him. But it says on the paperwork that you can use your EBT and order it online. So we're not sure what's going on. If anybody can figure out how to do something like this that isn't very explanatory, Krista's the one. He's definitely technically savvy. He can do different things that maybe will make something work that is being stubborn and don't want to work. He's like, oh no, you don't. You're gonna listen. I carry these cards with me in my purse just because, well, at least I feel like I'm using them that way. And my medicine deck, especially, I don't even know where it is right now. I think it's probably downstairs. Wait, no. Where did I see it? I saw it up here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Maybe that's what my goat is telling me, that I should get out the medicine cards. Very possibly. Still not doing it? Let me dig them out here. Kind of buried. Come here. This is either my medicine deck. I'm hoping it's my medicine deck. Or it's my druid deck. It's my medicine deck. I remembered right. But you can tell it's been sitting a while because it has dead roaches in the book. Little fudgers. And this was a paper I wrote what for. Sometimes I'll stick like spells and stuff like this, or oh, okay. This is my 8 animals that are with me the most in this deck. That's why they had the 8 cards, maybe the 8 blank cards. But why would they do that if the animals are already in the deck? I don't know. I have rabbit, raven, moose, lizard, dolphin, crow, badger, snake, and otter. And I did this 8/18 of 2020. So that was literally 5 years ago. Yeah, because this is 2025. So that's why I put it in there. But when you get the medicine deck, okay, this is what it looks like. This is one of them. This is the hawk. It's card number 2. There's and it tells you in the book how to do it. You do a certain layout that shows you 8 animals will come through, but you have to specify the layout that you're doing. Is I'm calling upon the 8 animals that are my entourage, that are with me the most. So my right side was snake. Where'd it go? Where's the... And like I said, I don't understand why they would do 8 blank cards, because it wouldn't be easier to just use the cards already in the deck. Right side is snake. That's my male side. Left side is otter, which is my female side. So and only one of them was reversed when I did this layout, and that was crow. So 7 of them were upright. Crow was the only one that was reversed. So this is another one of those decks that there's 2 different meanings. There's a reversed meaning and there's an upright meaning. If the card falls in an upright position, then you read the upright meaning. If it's reversed, then you read the reversed. And goat is definitely not one that I've ever seen in this deck. So okay, I haven't done this in a while. All right, let's start with something easy. Excuse me. Single card, daily reading. What animal comes through for me for today, and what is your message? Dragonfly.
find a phone number, but I'm not finding one.
Huh. Chris is still having issues with this veggie thing he's trying to get for us. It's giving him trouble. Okay, that's card 27. I don't suppose it tells what. Yes, it does. Page 145. Here we go. Now, for those of you that maybe have never had this deck or seen it or know what it's about, I'm just going to read the whole thing. Dragonfly, illusion. And then down here I marked where the upright meaning begins, and then the contrary is the reverse. So, upright meaning, let's do that first, I guess. If dragonfly has flown into your cards today, you may have forgotten to water your plants. I don't have any plants, and I just put water in my flowers recently, so they should be fine. On another level, you may need to give thanks to the foods you eat for sustaining your body. On the psychological level, it may be time to break down the illusions you have held that restrict your actions or ideas. Dragonfly medicine always beckons you to seek out the parts of your habits which you need to change. Have you put on too much weight? Yeah. Or have you started to look like a scarecrow? In other words, too skinny. Have you tended to the changes you have wanted to make in your life? If you feel the need for change, call on Dragonfly to guide you through the mists of illusion to the pathways of transformation. See how you can apply the art of illusion to your present question or situation. And remember that things are never completely as they seem. Okay.
I'll have to find out what's going on.
Yeah, why it's not doing it, because, yeah, I agree with you. That's just weird. Okay, now the rest that it says, including the contrary, I'm going to read that after I read this little paragraph or whatever above the genuine, where it's saying, if dragonfly has flown into your cards. Okay, so dragonfly medicine is of the dream time and the illusionary facade we accept as physical reality. The iridescence of dragonfly's wings reminds us of colors not found in our everyday experience. Dragonflies' shifting of color, energy, form, and movement explodes into the mind of the observer, bringing vague memories of a time or place where magic reigned. Some legends say that dragonfly was once dragon, and that dragon had scales like dragonfly's wings. Dragon was full of wisdom. Oh, no, you don't, Missy. Hang on, guys. I got to move these herbs. Because Carmela's over here sniffing them way too much. I don't want her deciding she's going to eat through a package of them, because there is some mint in here. And that would be my guess, that would be one of the, cats are weird. They like stinky stuff. Hey, you. This what you want? Is that what you want? Is it? Mint. Okay. Some legends say that dragonfly was once dragon, and that dragon had scales like dragonfly's wings. Dragon was full of wisdom and flew through the night, bringing light with its fiery breath. The breath of dragon brought forth the art of magic and the illusion of changing form. Then dragon got caught in its own facade. Coyote tricked dragon into changing form, and the shape of its new body became like dragonflies. In accepting the challenge to prove its power and magical prowess, dragon lost its power. Dragonfly is the essence of the winds of change, the messages of wisdom and enlightenment, and the communications from the elemental world. This elemental world is made up of the tiny spirits of plants and of the elements, air, earth, fire, and water. In essence, this world is full of nature spirits. So a dragonfly, I believe, would be considered air because it flies. Now, if you get the card in reverse, which would be upside down, just like a regular tarot deck, contrary. Are you trying to prove to yourself or someone else that you have power? Where did you? Okay, I put it up there. I was like, where did I put my card? I don't want to lose it. Are you caught in an illusion that weakens your true feelings or minimizes your abilities? If so, you may have contracted dragonfly dive bombing. Is this the final crash and burn for some pipe dream that had no real purpose? Look within and feel the sense of self, energy within you. Notice if it is ebbing and find the point in time when you were deluded into believing that you would be happier if you changed because someone else wanted you to. Misery is a prime clue that you lost your will and personal validity. When you bought into someone else's idea of who or what you should be. The illusion was that you would be happier if you did it their way. And forfeiting what you know is right and true for you personally, you give away your power. It is time for you to take it back. Follow Dragonfly to the place inside your body where magic is still alive, and drink deeply of its power. This strength belongs to you, and it is the power of becoming the illusion. This ability is ever changing and contains within it the knowledge that you are creating it all. So the long and short of the contrary is don't try to be someone you're not, and certainly not to please somebody else. Because if that is your focus and you literally feel like you're going to be happier if you change for them, you couldn't be more wrong, because you're not being your true self. Okay. Besides, you have no guarantee that they would give 2 piles of poo if you changed or not. Because if you changed a little bit for them, then they would expect you to change more. And then so you change more, and then they want more, and then you change, and then suddenly you're just not you anymore. You're their vision of what you should be. And don't do that to yourself. Don't get caught up in the illusion that something's right that you know is totally wrong. Don't get caught up in the illusion of believing that if you change to be a certain way that somebody else wants you to be, that suddenly that'll make your relationship stronger. Suddenly that'll make you happier and you'll be like the best couple walking the earth. No. No, 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 no. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have given my power away way too much in the past. So I started taking that power back, because what they mean by power in a general sense that a lot of people don't understand, excuse me, is every time somebody does you wrong, every time somebody hurts you, lies to you, deceives you, steals from you, breaks your heart, whatever it is, you give your power over to them. You know, don't do that, because you're giving a piece of yourself away every time you do that. And that is where you get caught up in the illusion that if I do this, they'll love me more. If I do this, the relationship will improve. Change yourself, yes, if you feel the need, but don't change to an illusory of yourself to please someone else. Okay? So I did a spell that, and I even gave it a power boost. I did a power boost spell 7 days before the full moon. And the last full moon that we had, most recent, was back in April, I think, sometime. So I did it like it said in the book. And I said, I take back all my power and the pieces of my soul. Because every time somebody hurts you or does you wrong, or you give your love to somebody and they hurt you and do you wrong, you're giving away your power. You're giving away your part of you, your life force, the part of you that you gave to them because you loved them and you thought they loved you back, only to find out you were 4F'd. You know, find them, feel them, FUCK them, forget them. Okay. And it's all too common. That's where I will always have an issue with people that do that, because to me it's just wrong. It's inhumane, it's cruel, and it's heartless, because they're not thinking about anything but their own gratification, and that's all that matters to them. They don't give two piles of poo about you. Okay, if you get gratified or not, as long as they do. And then they just, when they get bored with you, they go out and they do it to somebody else. You know, it's not a fun thing. It's really not. So you take back the power. You take back the pieces of your soul. Every piece that you've ever given away to somebody that's hurt you, take it back. You don't have to touch them. You don't have to do anything to them. Just ask that energy, life force, whatever, be brought back to you, because they no longer have a right to it, because they did you wrong and they cheated on you and they left and, you know, broke your heart or whatever. If somebody truly loves you, they will accept you for who you are, for what you stand for. Carmela, hello. Hello. I've certainly given away parts of myself to a lot of people that did not deserve it, like, at all. Because all they did was hurt me and use me and then chucked me aside when they were done. That also can cause a resentment to start building within yourself towards that person. And sometimes it can get so bad that you become HE double toothpicks bent on ruining their lives because they ruined yours or because they hurt you. As much as I know it is going to be hard for some of you to think about this or look at it this way, let it go. Okay, just let it go, because I'm not saying forget it or anything like that, but in essence, you have to let it go. You have to forgive them. You have to just don't associate with them anymore. You know, truly forgive them. Trust me, I've been working on that myself. I just did, like, I think it was 4 magic letters the other day, writing to people in my family that have hurt me, that have done me wrong, and I'm just getting started. So what I mean by magic letters is simply you write out how you feel, and you write it in a letter, just like you're going to put it in an envelope, stamp it, mail it, but you don't. You write out the letter, you get those feelings out. Don't hold back. Do not hold back. If it takes you 10 or 20 pages, do it. You know, just get that out. Once you get it written down on the paper, imagine, you know, yourself, okay, now that I'm writing this down, this is me letting it go. You take each page, you can rip it up in 1,000 pieces, flush it down the toilet if you want. That's one way that you can do it. My favorite way is get yourself, I have this big metal silver bowl around here somewhere that I need to find so that I can burn mine. You burn them, but you only do 1 page at a time. And, you know, be careful, of course, and make sure there's nothing around. Do the whole fire safety thing. Make sure there's nothing around that could catch fire, because some of those flames get pretty high when that paper burns. Excuse me. As the paper's burning and you see it going up in smoke and you see it turning to ash, think only one thought. I let this go. This does not have control over me anymore. This no longer suits me. This no longer helps me to hold on to this feeling of anger and hurt and whatever and all this negativity. I let it go. And in so doing, I'm taking back my power. I'm taking back the pieces of my soul that I gave to this person, and then they just turn around and stab me in the back and used me, and then bam, they're gone. Story of my life. In the past, I'm not saying the person I'm with now, because Chris is literally the only one that has stayed with me as long as he has. No one, and I mean no one. I've dated a lot of people, stayed as long as this. So that is a blessing, yes, absolutely. I just wish that we could, or that I could, learn better ways to communicate and better ways to say things when hurt feelings arise because somebody says something or does something. Learn how to communicate those feelings, but try not to do it in an angry way. Just say, look, can you please not do that, because that really hurts me when you say that, or when you say it that way, because even though you may mean it one way, this is how it hits me. Okay, they're called triggers. Like, some of the triggers I have learned about myself is, don't ever call me manic. Don't ever call me a hypochondriac. Don't ever call me bipolar, because those are triggers for me. Because when you do that, if you say that or whatever, then I go off. I get very, very pissed off instantly. And trust me, you wouldn't like me pissed off, especially if I'm pissed off at you. You better run. So I'm not saying that there isn't a possibility that some of those things are true, but I don't feel that they are, or my process of accepting them doesn't necessarily involve admitting that I have them. It certainly doesn't make life any easier, because I don't like reacting the way I do sometimes, and I know I'm overreacting, or I'm taking something the wrong way, or whatever, and I regret that. I'm trying to work through it. I'm trying to get better at not doing that, and being able to, as they call it, check myself before. It's kind of like think before you speak. If you're angry or hurt because of something that somebody says or does, give yourself time. If you're angry, don't try to express those feelings verbally, because it's just going to blow up in your face, and you're going to be in a full-blown argument with this person, and then it's just going to cause a bunch of stress that nobody needs, especially when it's somebody that doesn't have the greatest health. Like, mine is far better than Chris's, but because Chris's is so fragile, I have to be more careful how I do things, how I say things, how I represent, how I'm trying to explain. Okay, look, I'm just trying to communicate. You can't expect me to do it perfectly, but at least acknowledge the fact that I'm trying. Okay, because I'm trying to make positive changes in myself so that I can explain myself better and explain my feelings better, and let you know when you hurt me, and say, could you please not do that, because I don't deserve that. And if you're trying to say a certain thing, please find another way to say it. Just don't say it that way, because that's what triggers me, gets me angry, gets me upset, gets me hurt. That is not solving anything. It's just creating a bunch of negative energy I don't want around me. But yeah, if you can't truly be yourself with somebody, then you shouldn't be with them. Because even though they swear up and down they love you and this, that, and the other, they obviously don't, or they would have already accepted you for what you are, who you are, how you are. And just as a couple, if you truly love each other, and it's from both sides, which it should be, because if it's just one-sided, get out of there. Just don't do it. Don't do it, because I have gotten myself in that situation so many times, and it always ended the same exact way. Badly. Okay? Badly. Like very, 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 very badly. Okay? Don't do that to yourself. Because when it's one-sided, to me, it's just not worth doing. But different people find they have different ways they show their love. And as a couple, you owe it to yourselves and each other to be able to sit down and explain that. Like when I say this or I do this, I mean it as a compliment. This is my way of showing my love to you. Like one day, a couple days ago, I was in like the saddest mood I've been in a long time. And it like literally came out of absolutely nowhere. And I'm like, what is this now? Is this how I'm truly feeling, or am I feeling somebody else? Or is it a combination of both? Like, this is what I'm truly feeling, and that other person maybe is feeling sadness. First person popped into my head was Carl, my brother. And I'm like, oh boy. Okay, I'm not going there again, because I have gone there so many times. I have overlooked things that he says and does that hurt me terribly, that I think is wrong, that I think is inappropriate in more ways than one. But I keep going back. I'm pissed at him for a while, but then I keep going back. I'll unblock him on my phone. I'll start calling him again. I'll start talking to him again. I'll start texting with him again and say, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we need to work on. And all I see and feel up to this point is you keep, like, you say you want to not do those things. You don't want to cause that kind of conflict. Then stop. Okay, just stop. Find a better way to communicate, or don't communicate at all, because it's just going to blow up in your face. So this time, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I've gotten so fed up with him being the way he is. Petty, vindictive, hurtful, mean, criticizing, judgmental, narcissistic a little bit, and also a very unstable personality. And he has ADHD, because when I try to have a conversation with him on the phone, for lack of a better description, 1 minute we're in the middle of talking about whatever it is, and all of a sudden, squirrel, like there's something on TV that caught his eye that, instantly distracted him. So it's like, Carl, if we're going to talk on the phone, please turn off the TV, because you can't even hold a simple conversation with me because you keep getting distracted by the TV. If you would rather get off the phone with me and watch the TV, then do. Don't do both, because it don't work. It upsets me. It makes me feel like you're being rude, like whatever the hell's on TV is more important to you than talking to me when I'm trying to reach out to you. I'm trying to be there for you. I'm trying to have your back, and you keep doing that. I'm not saying that I'm against him being ADHD, but he needs to accept the fact that he is, and he needs to do something about it. But he has to choose to do something about it. If he doesn't, then it's never going to happen. So conversations with him became very taxing on the nerves, because his most recent bullshit that he did was the day before Easter. Yeah. He called on the phone. I tried talking to him. I tried explaining things to him. I had a plan to go up and get him, but I didn't know that Chris was going to end up needing the car, or something happened that I suddenly didn't have access to the car, because like if Chris has to go to the hospital or something, I'm not going to drive an hour up to Mount Gilead just to make Carl happy. Okay. When the car is needed here. So, but I couldn't come up and get him. I offered to, and he said, no, because I don't want it to cause conflict with you and Chris, and I don't want to, hear about it later, because it pisses him off, because you said you were going to come up and get me, and, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, because that is a lot of driving. It's an hour up there to get him, an hour back, then an hour up there to take him home, and an hour back again. So a total of 4 hours worth of driving. But you're not doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, one after the other. But whenever he's ready to go home, say 6 o'clock at night, that means by the time I get him home, it's going to be 7 o'clock. By the time I turn around and get right back on the road and drive home myself, it's 8 o'clock. It's like, I'm already tired. I'm already exhausted from the day. Now I got to drive an hour to Mount Gilead, because he refuses to fix one of the 3 vehicles that he has to be able to drive where he needs to go when he wants to go.
Unless he sold some of the old ones. He's got more than 3, dear.
I know
He's
that.
got about 7.
I was speaking of the 3 that is on his fucking street, okay?
Yeah.
There's no point in mentioning the ones that's over in storage that don't even fucking run. And that's only 3 that I know of over there. He's got his big camper. He's got a fucking white El Camino that's just sitting there rusting away that they stole the tires off of somebody. And he's got, I think, like a white truck or some shit over there. And sometimes he would store stuff in the back of the white truck and then keep it locked or whatever so nobody could get in there and steal his shit. So the 3 main ones is the ones I was speaking of that is parked on his street. He has a big red one. He's got his Honda, and he's got one other truck, like this beautiful. I mean, on the surface, it looks great. Don't look at the underside of it. And he spent several $1,000s on this truck because he was just happy with the eye candy of what it looked like. He didn't even think about what was underneath it until he bought it like a dumbass and took it home, then very quickly realized, oh shit, this was a waste of time and money because this thing could fall apart at any moment. You can't exactly take it back to the person and get your money back. Good luck if you can manage to do that. Because they're going to be like, no, man, sorry, as is, blah, blah, I've already spent the money. I don't know what to tell you. Well, try being fucking honest, you piece of shit. Don't fucking sell something like this to somebody and then you're basically ripping that person off.
Well, there's also the fact that he over-exaggerates issues.
Yes.
So the truck may not be anywhere near as bad as he tries to make it out to be. It may have a little surface rust on it. And that's it.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only way to really truly know would be to go over there, jack the damn thing up, and look under it myself. Not that I would know what I was looking at because I'm not mechanically inclined, but, somebody that does could look under it and go, oh, yeah, this is fucked up. This needs replaced. This is wrong. How does this thing even run? He drove it down to Mom's and it seemed to do fine. And it's like, whatever, dude, whatever. So he's got 3 cars sitting there. He likes his Honda the best because it's the best on gas mileage and all that. But he won't even fix that because his health has gotten so bad and he has gotten so overweight. His stomach sticks out. Looks like he's about to have twins. Okay. His feet are messed up. His legs are messed up. His health is messed up. He can't crawl under there and fix shit like he once could. He can barely breathe. He can, he exerts himself in the slightest little bit, walking from his trailer down to his fucking mailbox, which is at the end of his trailer court. It's the end where you drive in, but it's still the front end of it. Like if you go all the way to the back of the trailer court, I have no idea how far back it goes. I've never gone back, have no reason to, but the front section where the mailboxes are, he would literally from walking his trailer, which there was like maybe 3, maybe 4 other trailers in front of his, so when you first turn into the place, you'll see a trailer here, see a trailer here, and then you'll see my brother's. Not even a block. Okay, like half a block, if that. And he's winded by the time he gets to the mailbox, and he's got to stand there and catch his breath for a few minutes before he can turn around and make the return journey once he checks the mail and sees if there's any in there. It's a nice little trailer, but it does need some work. And the people that sold him that were dishonest with what was wrong with it. They stole stuff out of it they had no right doing once it became his, because then they actually, in essence, stole from him. They came over and was messing with his flowers one time or trying to pick some or something. I mean, these people were nuts. Okay, they were doing some crazy shit they had no right doing because he had legally taken possession of the property. He paid his money, which was like several thousand fucking dollars, and now he's finding all this shit wrong with it, that he now doesn't have the money to fix, or even if he does have the money to fix, he refuses to have somebody to come in there to fix it because he's so fucking paranoid that the first person that he hires to come in there and fix what needs to be fixed is going to rip him off. Well, if you go into it with that attitude, then that's exactly what you're going to draw to you. Okay. He doesn't have the patience to go through even a handful of people, see if there's any reviews that maybe that you can find on this person that, yeah, they did a good job. They were friendly. They, cleaned up after themselves. Like, I know the flooring needs replaced. There's 2 bathrooms in the place. It's literally a 3-bedroom, but the one room is so tiny. I would, if I lived there, that would be the arts and crafts room, because I don't even see how you could, if you put a bed in there, you'd be lucky to fit anything else but the bed. It was that small. And then right next to it was the bathroom, which had a shower tub and toilet and sink. None of that can be used. That stuff needs replaced. The one bathroom that does work is all the way to the very end of his trailer, to the back part of his trailer, and you have to walk through what would be his master bedroom, and it's a nice sized little room. But he sleeps on a bed in the living room with a bunch of fucking boxes and shit around him. It's like he's living in a fucking storage unit. He's not living in a home. He has so much stuff, kind of like me, that you have to have storage to house a lot of it, because you just don't have the room. Well, to keep from paying for the storage anymore, he suddenly gets this wild idea to put everything in his trailer. And it's like, oh, dude, that is just okay. That is just stupid, because he don't want to pay out that money anymore for the storage. I have told him many, many, many times that I would help him to get his stuff out of storage and take it over there. We were going to do it over a whole weekend. I was going to go up on a Friday, spend the weekend, so spend the night, every night until like come back Sunday sometime or whatever. That way it would give us plenty of days to during the daylight hours to get the stuff moved. So, it's not getting dark out, and then we got to figure out, okay, what are we going to do as a source of light, and not to mention, how many boxes are we going to get loaded before he's out of breath? Like one load of stuff and he's out of breath. Okay. He has a storage unit somewhere here in Columbus that has a bunch of his stuff in it. I don't know where that storage unit is. Jim knows where it is, but I do not. I never saw the reason to have Jim to take me over and see where it was, other than curiosity. Oh, it's that one. Okay. But he said he would literally give me $100 if I would help him, because get that unloaded and get everything back to his trailer where he's at. Taking up more space, which, because he is now filling his entire trailer, that could be a beautiful little home if he would make the effort, but he won't. And his health won't let him. I have to be fair. His health really is that bad. However, I would even be willing to do something like that for him. And it's like, if you want to pay me something for it, if you just feed me, get me high if I don't have any, or get me some if I don't have any, and you have a little bit of money, give me $20 for gas. I think I'm more than reasonable with, it's like, this is the ways you can pay me and I'll be fine. And if you want to throw in a couple bucks, great. I would appreciate it, because he knows that I'm struggling with money, me and Chris both. So I would literally go over there, and I've told him this. I said, Carl, if we can pick a day, just even one day, let's just start out small. One day, weather's going to be nice, have plenty of gas in the car, got a little bit of money in my pocket. He gives me $20, for gas to make up for having to drive an hour to get to him. And let's just start going through the shit, man. You make yourself a pile of things you're going to get rid of, and make yourself a pile of shit you're going to keep. And I guarantee you, if you can let a decent amount of it go, then you're going to condense it down to where this place might actually look like a home again. But how the hell can you stand living in a storage shed? Because that's basically what you've turned this place into, because you don't want to pay the extra money that you're paying for storage. But you really don't have the room to bring anything else in here. But if that's what you want to do, I will help you. I have never reneged on that. I have never gone back on that promise. And I have told him more than once, Carl, I told you I would help you with that. I'm just waiting on you. Do you expect me to turn around and say, okay, we're going to do it on this day and we're going to do it at this time? And if that's not good enough, then forget you, get somebody else to help you, and good luck with that. Because nobody will. I have stood by him and I have defended him when others did not, when others were, cutting him down and this and that. Not that what they were saying wasn't true, but I still defended him, when I felt like he was being wrongfully attacked by somebody. But then, like I just said, I would be the first to say, okay, yeah, maybe he is that way. But does that mean that, people have to keep rubbing that in his face or, just keep bringing it back up, like kicking a dead horse? It's like, what the hell's the point? It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Just stop. Just let it go. He's going to be the way he's going to be. And so I give up. When he did what he did on Easter, he's like a walking contradiction. One minute he says one thing, then he turns around and contradicts completely what he just said. And I'm like, okay, Carl, which is it? Do you mean it this way or do you mean it this way? Because it can't be both. Okay, make up your damn mind. You do still have one. Popular to contrary belief, you do still have a brain, or your body would not function. You'd be dead and buried in the ground, okay? What you do with that mind is nobody's choice and decision but your own. If you choose to do nothing, so be it. If you choose to utilize the skills that you already have and accept the help and swallow your damn pride and check your fucking attitude for once to give a person incentive to help you. Just being cool about things, okay? Then just don't bother me with this, because you obviously really don't want the help, or you wouldn't keep making fucking excuses as to why it ain't happened yet. And then you keep bitching and griping and complaining because it ain't happened yet. Duh. McFly. Hello, McFly. Kind of the shit or get off the pot, okay? And sadly, our father, dead and buried, long gone, had a very bad habit, and always around the holidays, of finding every way that he possibly could and inventing a few new ones along the way every time to fuck shit up. So that the holiday and the celebration is literally ruined for everybody because they want to be a crybaby bitch about whatever, and they complain, that negativity, negative. It's like, you know what, Carl, I'm going to start calling you Negative Nancy, because that, most of the time, that's all I hear coming out of your fucking mouth is, get off my fucking screen, nigger, and just because a commercial has a black person on it. I mean, come on. Seriously? And he says, I'm not prejudiced. Bullshit! I've had black friends. Yeah, and where are they at now? What happened to them? Oh, let me guess. You chased them away, right? Because you got pissed at them one day and called them a nigger. Come on. I mean, he's ridiculous. He's petty. He's selfish. Egotistical a lot of times, and he likes to throw a little crybaby fit when he don't get his way. It's like a kid throwing a temper tantrum when they don't get something they want or they feel entitled to, even though others don't feel that they're entitled to it. It's like, gee, zoo flip, dude. Negative Nancy all the way around. Jeez. Squeak, squeak. What you doing? Baby, you can get up in the window. Just because mommy's got her tapestry up don't mean you can't get up there. You can still get up there. Just go ahead and go. It's okay. It's okay. Mommy didn't put this here because I'm suddenly telling you guys that you can't go up there. That's why I pulled it across the freaking couch so you can get behind it. But just don't decide that you're going to play behind it and start snagging the crap out of it or something. That's the only thing I ask. Cats. 10 after 2. What do I want to do for lunch? I think I know. Because I know it needs to get eaten. It's one of my favorite foods, and I definitely don't want it to go to waste. Because we throw out so much food. I want to do this one first. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Boo-boo, what you doing? Ah, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Cheddar broccoli quiche. One of my favorites. For this meal, I thank you now. As it sustains me, please allow your blessings on these gifts in me. As I will, so mote it be. Mm. Uh-oh. Here come the boys. Mm-mm. Because you said Bella don't like eggs, right?
No, he likes eggs.
Oh. Well, right now, guys, if you're good and you stay out of Mommy's face, maybe I'll give you guys like the last little bite. Because I don't want to give it to you this hot anyway. Bella. Our male cats, every time one of us has got food, they're like, ooh, 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 gimme, gimme. You sure you want some? You sure? So now he's looking around like, where'd it go? Where'd you drop it? Maybe I can't give it to you guys this hot. It would make you sick. It'd be too hot for you to eat because Mommy has to cool it down for herself. Sometimes it's tricky when you heat stuff up like this. If you do it too much and overcook it, then it tastes like crap. But if you get it just right, I think I did okay. I only did like 2 minutes, 40 seconds, and that should be plenty for this because you want to make sure it's heated all the way through. Mm-mm-mm. I know, real glamorous watching me eat, right? Oh well. Even Carmel's over here like, what's going on? Because she probably smells the food and she's like, that smells good, whatever it is. But our girl cats, Carmela and Kalika, they won't. They won't eat people food. It's only the boys here. Bella and Boo. But then Bella's our cat dog. On the outside, he's a cat, but he's got more of the traits of a dog. I mean, do you know of any cats that come when you whistle? I don't. But it has to be Daddy. If I went out there and tried to whistle for Bella, he probably wouldn't come. Gotta be Daddy. He used to let Bella out, but finally decided to stop because there's just too many dangers in the area that we live. Somebody could poison him. Somebody could, straight up unalive him just to be cruel or kidnap him and force him into their home. And you better believe the first minute that door opens, he's going to be out that door and coming home. Bad neighborhood. You hear guns going off out our window all too often. So, yeah, we didn't think it was a good idea to let him out anymore because it's just too dangerous. Especially when you got these drug heads around. You don't know what they're hyped up on. Ooh, that's so-and-so's cat. Let's kill it just to be jerks. Because they don't care. Patience, cat children. I can only eat so fast, you know. Thought I heard the door. Carmela, what are you doing here? You don't want people food. You don't like people food. She's sitting on the coffee table in front of me, staring at me like, what you got, Mom? Silly cat. Nothing you would like or want or eat. I mean, heck, these guys won't even do tuna. Well, the boys maybe sometimes, but Kalika, like, she changes. Like, sometimes it seems like she likes it and she'll eat it. Other times not. But I didn't know until I heard it one day or whatever, and I was like, huh? Carmela, get out of that. This is nothing for you. See? People food. You don't like people food. Sheesh. That's all Mommy's got. It's not like I'm sitting here with catnip. Tuna is toxic to them. And so it's recommended you only give them small amounts, you know, if you're going to give it to them at all. Sometimes Kalika would only drink the liquid that was in the tuna, the way it was packaged. And then other times she'll change her mind and decide to eat some. I think Boo got tired of waiting. He's like, yeah, I'm going to walk away. She's nowhere near done. You're right, son. I'm not. Or they're thinking because I haven't given them any yet that I'm not going to. You're going to have to wait till I get this one done. And then I'll literally save you guys the last two pieces because I'm hoping by the time I get down to the last two bites, it'll be cool enough that I can give it to you guys. Not yet, Boo. Mommy's still got a whole nother piece up here to eat. Hearing things in the hall again. I'm hallucinating, hearing things that I think I'm hearing that aren't there. I thought I heard Norma. You can always tell when it's her because she has her keys with her. And they're noisy in these hallways. I do that to mix the ice in with the pop better so it doesn't taste watered down and taste like more like ice than actual pop. And it's not like I can cut off 2 pieces, put them on saucers, put them somewhere to cool, because as soon as I put those plates down, they're going to be full of roaches. Like, There's one right there I just killed. Patience, guys. I can only eat so fast. You know that. I'm not like cats that can scarf it down in 2.5 seconds. No wonder you guys keep throwing shit back up, because you scarf it down like you're starving to death. And you are anything but. Cats are well fed, loved, cared for to the best of our ability. You get treats every day, for goodness sake. You are not starving.
Oh.
Excuse me. Every bite, they're looking at me like, is that one for me? Not yet. But thank you both for being so good. You're sitting there real good. Not bothering mommy. I'm going to set off 2 pieces here to the side for them as I continue eating. That way, give those pieces more time to cool down. Almost, Bella. Mommy's got a few more bites. Hang on, Boo. Mommy's got 2 pieces put aside that it's cooling off for you guys. Because if they eat something hot, it'll make them sick. Their digestion can't handle it. Hang on, Boo. Mommy's trying to hurry. Keeps crumbling everywhere. I do like my tapestry. Better than that plain Jane window. Around 2 o'clock is usually when I like to have my lunch. And it's like 2:30, so cat hair. Excuse me. That just means my tummy's saying thank you for finally feeding us or feeding me. Well, Chintinko's candle's almost gone. It's almost completely burnt down. And if you have nothing else, no other type of candles, you can always use birthday candles. You can use tea lights. And when I say birthday candles, I mean the little taper looking ones. Depends on how long you want it to burn, you know.
You had to bring food in here. Now I'm hungry.
Sorry. You see the crap he's blaming me for? I'm just playing. Boo! Boo! So he runs off because he sees Daddy in the kitchen. And he's like, ooh, maybe he's got food and he'll give me some. Silly cats. And there goes Bella. Silly cat. I swear. Oh, I gotta stretch my leg out though because my left leg's already gone numb. It's gone to sleep. And yes, I keep adjusting my top because I don't have my over-the-shoulder boulder holder on. And I don't like when that's obvious when you're wearing a top and just simple body movement. It does that because then, to me, that's the equivalent of sitting here fucking topless, which I would never do. That's not me. Not to mention it's X-rated, and I don't think YouTube would allow it anyways. But I'll tell you, man, I've seen some dicey crap on, I think it was like Facebook or something. Some of the social media platforms where there were obvious pictures of what was going on. And I don't see how Facebook even tolerated and put up with it. Kids don't need to be seeing that stuff. Ooh, what are they doing? All right, Bella, almost, buddy. Almost. Bella, where are you going? You don't want your bite?
Here in the microwave.
I know. He's hearing Daddy with the microwave, so he's like, food! So he goes running in there to Daddy. Oh, who's this? Hey! 5 minutes. Understood. What do you think about my cool witchy tapestry? I wish everybody could see it more clearly, but I don't have the ability to zoom the lens in or anything to where they could see it closer. It's it's basically a witchy magical bookshelf. Like you've got potion bottles, candles lit, flowers, herbs, crystals, books. There's even a little black kitty cat up there sleeping on a book. There's a crescent moon. There's bottles up there that have liquid in them. It's really cool. And I got it from Temu. So I'm glad you popped on for a minute anyway. And I just happened to look down. I'm like, oh, who's this? My friend Vicky. How you doing, Chico? Yeah, I hadn't done one in a while. Just kind of I would call this, come and hang out with Lady J. Kind of no real particular focal point, just chilling, kicking it, whatever. Excuse me, burping, because I just got through eating my quiche. Ugh. And Chris is in the kitchen, fixing himself some lunch, because when I heated up my my cheddar broccoli quiche here and almost done eating it, then he suddenly decided he was hungry.
We're out of reps, so it's a taco sandwich.
We're out of wraps, so it's a taco sandwich. That's so typical of a guy, isn't it? But hey, I've done the same thing, to be fair. When we didn't have any bagels, I just put cream cheese on a slice of bread. It still works. What did you give them?
Some of the taco meat.
Some of the taco meat. So I'm sitting here with 2 bites that I put aside for them. And now they're in there eating taco meat. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, I've decided that I'm only going to have this done during the day when I'm in here. And at night, I'm going to like roll it up and like tie it into place, which I might have to do it in 3 separate places to do that. But I just don't want to worry about the cats, snagging it and trying to climb it and deciding that it's fun to play behind.
And strings hanging off of that is going to make it even more so when it's tied up.
No, there ain't going to be no hanging strings, Vern. Because I won't let anything hang. I'll wrap the shit around itself so that there's nothing hanging and dangling. It's just going to make them attack more. And decide, ooh, this must be for me. Ugh. Anyway. So yeah, I just call this like a, oh, it's a kitty cat. If you were wondering what's on my shirt here. It's a kitty cat, and she's got pink eyes, and she's solid black. She's real pretty. Sorry it's been so long, but it's good to at least see a familiar face that comes on for a minute, because I haven't done a subscriber one in a while. I've been here lately. I've been trying to be brave and courageous and doing more of the public ones, so literally anybody can watch. And no, I did not cut my hair. I've just got it up in a ponytail because it's kind of warm. And this, you can see how white my roots are. So that's all gray, pretty much. And I've been meaning to recolor my hair with my purple tanzanite that I've got, which is like really, really dark purple. And my hair is black. So the only way you're going to see any of the purple coloring is if the light hits it just right.
Come on, guys.
Now, do I give them both of their pieces on the plate, or do I try to like put one on the coffee table there?
I don't know, dear. Bella's the only one in here.
Bella, hey,
Mommy's got something for you.
do you want your bite or not? I'll put this one aside for Boo or put it on a fucking saucer in there or something. See if you're going to actually eat it. I'll be surprised if he does.
As long as there's enough of the egg on it.
See, you try to put it down on a plate so they don't have to eat it on a dirty floor. So what do? They pick it up with their mouth and they put it on the dirty floor. Ugh. Why don't I just get a handful of random cat fur, which there's plenty of laying around here, rub that in it too, because that's basically what you're doing.
Say, but Mom, the dirt that's on it gives it texture.
Oh, jeez. Shut up.
Makes it crunchy.
Oh, my. Well, then why don't we just go in and grab a handful of cat litter and throw it on there?
No, they're not dogs.
If you want crunchy.
That's what dogs like, crunchy Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
The Bella's close to it.
That's what my dog Ladybug would do. Seriously, she would eat cat poo. She would grab it out of the litter box and she would literally eat it, and we could always tell when she did because she would have it all. She'd have litter all over her nose. I'm like, ew, gross, stop that. But then Ladybug was, eons ago anyway. Well, I'll be darned. He ate it. Surprise. Okay, so I'm going to go in and get my cards that I also haven't done in a while. I've already done my dailies. Just to let you know, so you don't have to worry about watching this all through. The goddess of today is Chintico, Chintico. And it's about family and family-oriented stuff, So I lit a candle to her, which is almost burnt completely out over on the abundance altar, so I guess that's kind of her way of saying, hi, I'm here. Thank you for the honorary mention and, lighting a candle for me. Because that's what I try to do. Like when I do the daily goddess, I will light a candle and I will say the goddess's name to the best of my ability and hope that I'm saying it right, or that they at least give me, an E for effort. Because some of the names, it's like, I don't know how to pronounce them, so I'll just spell them. But then I'll be like, hail and welcome to the goddess of the day. Come join us, help us have a good day. You're welcome here. And yeah, it's a lot of fun because you're encountering different goddesses. And this is the first time I've heard about this one because I've not literally gone through the book like every single day. If I did that, let's see. With say the spell of the day book. What is the last spell that they wrote in here? Of course. 31st of December. But look how many pages. Right here. That's a lot to read. That would be something that I definitely just don't realistically think I could commit to, like doing one every day, like start on January 1st and then do it all the way through. You know what I mean? It's like, So give me a minute. I'm gonna go put this plate in the sink and see if Boo wants his bite that I kept for him. Boo, Boo, you want your bite? You want your bite? If you do, come here. There you go. If you're going to eat it. No, you've already had yours, Bella. Go ahead, Boo. Believe it's people food. You wouldn't like it. Why are you having so much trouble, baby? Mommy tried to give you the smaller of the two pieces, because I know you can't handle anything real big. Mommy let you lick it a little bit too. See, Mommy said I'd give you a bite. Look out, Bella. Hey, Bella. What you doing? That. Get back in there. Look out. Look out. Mommy already gave you your bite. My other. Oh. Oh. Excuse me. Dailies that I do. Or try to do. But here lately.
I'm hoping that meat wasn't too slow.
Yeah, that's why I gave him something recently. Oh, it was one of the chili cheese hot dogs last night before I came to bed. And I only gave him, the last bite, and then I break it in half because I know it's easier for him. But he wanted more, and I was like, no, because I was worried that might, be spicy, just spicy enough to
And you just
upset his tummy.
I've got a major craving for a good chili dog.
Chili dog, huh? Meow!
Maybe I'll
Carmela!
make it at our next cookout.
Yeah.
Do some hot dogs.
Chili dog! Or my favorite, dogs on a bun that don't bark. Don't worry, Vicky, if you gotta, clock back on or you already have, sweetie, that's fine. You know me, I don't want you to get in trouble at work. You can watch this later, whenever, it's fine. So you're not really missing anything, so don't worry about it. Okay. Wakey, wakey. What is my affirmation for today? Manifestation. I don't know if I've ever gotten that one before. If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Get specific and get greedy. You are holding a magic wand and you can conjure up anything. Could it be that when you declare your wishes out loud, you're actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true? Or is it just that, in a very practical sense, the more people you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know what you want and might have the means to help you make them happen? Either way, stop waiting and start manifesting, but don't use that word if you don't want to. Whoa, Kalika, you need to watch it. So that's my affirmation for today. Now, I usually do a general one for anybody watching and say, let me know if this applies to you. And if it don't apply to you, that's okay. Maybe you will be like, oh, that sounds like my friend. Share it with them then, Because the key thing with these affirmations is speaking them out loud. That's where their true power is. Okay. What is an affirmation, a general affirmation for anyone and everyone that watches this video after this? Oh boy. Trust. And it's a bear on a wire with a stick with a mouse sitting on the end of it. The bear's got on blinders and underneath is sharks swimming about, and one of them's got its mouth open like it's about ready to bite him. Oh dear. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive whiner. Makes sense. So I hope that helps some people. So the general one is trust. And let's face it, that can apply in so many ways. Okay, that's that one. Next, Green Oracle. And the last card that was drawn was 33, Animals. It's a fairy with a bunch of animals, and the fairy's conducting some type of a concert or musical, something or other. Yeah, I got to write these all down in my tarot book in a bit. And of course, as you can see, my cat just decided she just had to be on my lap right now. Are you comfy? Kalika, of course, right? Yeah, you're okay, sweetie. You're not doing nothing wrong. Mommy's just kind of busy. And I'm not going to be able to sit this way long because my legs are going to start going numb. Just saying. What message does the Green Oracle have for me today? Sustainability. I get this one a lot. It's a couple in a street market shopping for groceries, basically. And then one of the vendors is behind the stand where they're, selling the food. Sustainability, card 30. Well, Princess is laying down at least, so that helps. What is it? 30. Here we go. Concept. The product of ecology, economics, and culture. Image. The happy and colorful street of a traditional market selling fruits and vegetables. The concept of sustainability is a fascinating one, but a difficult one. It is about the interaction of ecology, economics, and culture, and about the role that humans and human society can have in the world. Like in a relationship between two humans, there is never a clear solution. Either the couple wins or the couple, as a couple, loses. It's the same with sustainability. Human culture and economics are not necessarily enemies to nature, but it may be difficult and require a lot of hard work to make them be together. Divinational meaning. Some things are complex. If you make them simple, you ruin them. You cannot see one aspect of the problem, ignoring the others. Right and wrong sometimes are just useless. It can be difficult to find balance, but it's possible. Greed is the enemy of harmony. True, true, true. And what does the Green Oracle have as a general message for anybody else that sees this video, or as many as possible? Oh, that is just so unfair. I never get him. I never get him. Why don't you like me? Why? It's a little gnome, and he's on some crystals, and there's like a bed of colored crystals below him. It's simply called stones. It's card 32. Never gotten this card, so I have no idea what I'm about to read, what it says, so this should be interesting. But I never get him. It's like, what the F, man? Okay, 32. Concept, minerals and crystals. Image, a formation of rocks with a fairy gnome peering shyly from behind it. Sometimes it comes easy to associate nature with life. But nature and Earth, our planet, is not just made by animals and plants. Rocks, stones, and crystals are as much a part of nature as we are. Besides the beauty and the therapeutic benefit of crystals, bringing them into our space can help make a space feel less artificial and more harmonious to our spirit. Divinational meaning. There is a crack in every stone. It does not make a stone weaker, it makes it alive. Roots and foundations are the starting point to make anything last. Even the hardest stone slowly changes. Substance does not need to be pretty. I am very disappointed in you, little one, because I never get you. Why is that? There's that one. Do you remember what's in this one? You should. My dragon path. Let's see what dragons are with us today. Last one I got was Emergence, which is the very one that's on the front of the book. And Serene and Grace. So apparently I did a 3 card for some reason, probably past, present, future. I do hope I wrote these down because I'm about to shuffle them back into the deck. Probably wrote them down on my 3 card tarot book. It's back in the bedroom though, I think. So my materials fluctuate between being out here in the living room and me being back in the bedroom when I'm using the bedroom as my office, or, you know, Chris is out here reading or he's out here watching TV or something and I'm doing a live stream. I don't want to interrupt that. So I hope me doing it and him out here reading isn't interrupting it, but he's used to background noise. For something like that. Like a lot of times he'll turn on the TV and then he drives me nuts because it's like he's not watching the TV. Then why have it on? Oh, man. Okay. What dragon is with me today and what is your message? Balance. Oh, that's a handsome fella. I don't remember if it's male or female, but we'll find out. It's a handsome fella or it's a beautiful lady. Let's just cover all the bases, right? Balance. So let's see what balance is telling me. I don't think I've ever gotten that one. Not that I remember anyway. Balance, what page are you on? Oh my goodness, it's literally the first card in the deck. 46. Well, that should, and I turned right to it. Okay, then. No, my dragons aren't with me. What gave you that idea? What you are experiencing in your life now is transitional. This dragon, balance, depicts aspects of us as a whole, our light and shadow sides. As humans, we show the world our many different sides. For we are multifaceted and can change from situation to situation. These aspects could include our compassion, frustration, love, irritation, joy, and so on. He is a guy. It is a male. I was right. I got a lot of phlegm because I had cappuccino earlier, and I put, liquid creamer in it, so that's why I keep clearing my throat. Cause freaking, oh, it's annoying. His appearance in your spread is to remind you that everything is perfect, even if the situation you find yourself in is pushing your buttons. Balance says, fear and frustration only serve one purpose, and that is to disempower. Life on Earth is all about achieving a personal equilibrium, seeing things for what they are, balancing your daily activities and demands with time to laugh and play. Thank you for getting down because my leg is in agony. You run the risk of becoming too serious and caught up in the dramas that are unfolding in your life now by not allowing yourself time to play. You can call upon my energy and wisdom to guide you to be more balanced in how you view or feel about your situation. You cannot have darkness without light, the sun without the moon. Do you need to learn to say no or to look at your personal boundaries? Are they being crossed too often? Maybe you should say yes to things, which, although they make you fearful, will assist your personal and spiritual growth. Remember that what you are experiencing in your life now is transitional. It won't last forever. This, like much of life, is a phase, a lesson, and it too will soon pass. If you find yourself in a perplexing situation, ask for his wisdom to be bestowed upon you. Balance will guide you to understanding, to know in your heart what you can do, or indeed, if you need to do anything at all. Sometimes all that is required is patience. Well, thank you, Balance. Thank you for finally coming through for me, buddy. Bless you. Now, let's see the dragon for everyone else. What will it be? What is the general dragon daily one card message for anybody and everybody that sees this video? Delphin. Delphin, pretty. But then all the dragons are in this deck. They're just absolutely stunning to me. Okay. Delphin, I've gotten him before. Been a while ago. I think he's one of the high Grandmaster dragons. I was right. He's a guardian dragon. Page 130. Here he is. Delphin is the etheric counterpart of the whales and dolphins. Makes sense that you could kind of hear whales and dolphins in Delphin if you think about it. The whales are the Earth's record keepers, and the dolphins are our spiritual ancestors. They carry the blueprint of our spiritual existence here on Earth. This wise old dragon of the deep carries the same knowledge and understanding within the depths of his being. Delphin has this to say about our journey and the oceans of our planet. The waters of Earth can cleanse or maim, support or take life. You too are faced with a similar choice. You can choose to heal and be healed, or swim in the riptides. Neither is wrong. It is only a matter of perspective and choice. You have been faced with arduous situations at times and made some bad choices. Remember, you are human. And as humans must, your race makes mistakes and on occasion poor decisions. But that is all part of learning. It is time to forgive yourself and others. Move on. Let it go. Delphin tells us to look deep into our soul and asks, what is your purpose on earth? What is it we must discover about ourselves? Are we healers? A spiritual guiding light for others to follow? Are we seekers of the truth through science? Are we called to work with him possibly as ecologists or even marine biologists? He is very useful to call upon when we feel stuck and unable to go with the flow. His presence acts as a reminder that we would do well to stop struggling and surrender to the ebb and flow of life. For that which we resist persists. Your task is to uncover your driving passion and kickstart the job you came here to do. Thank you, buddy. So I hope that helps a bunch of people. And yes, he's got blue eyes, y'all. He's a pretty purple dragon. There's a yin and yang symbol above his head. He's got kind of like horns sticking up almost like antlers. And yeah, he's beautiful. So thank you, our dragon friends. You know, it's funny. The Yuli Universal Light Expo that me and Norma went to, and I believe it was the very first one that we went to in Cincinnati, because it usually goes on a certain time of year, and this is the big one. I'm talking, there are so many rooms of vendors. It's mind-blowing. Like, we went through so many doorways, I lost track. Okay. The day I got this, shortly after I got it, I found this. And I just said, that's it. This is going to be for this deck and this deck only. So I tested that theory and tried to put a different deck in it. Nope. The dragons, no. The dragons, they're like, it ain't working, is it? No, because that is meant for this deck. Okay, no problem. You know, it's one bag. There's a bunch of them out there. Or you could make one, you know. Me, I could crochet one, but I wouldn't be able to do anything fancy on it. But I could sew a little charm on the front of it or something. Nothing else. Okay, there's the dragons. Last but not least, the fairies. Fairy blessing cards. And then I can see them flitting about my head like, oh, she's going to read them. She's going to read them. It's been so long. I know, guys. I'm sorry. My bad. What is jostling around here? Oh, okay. Something I put underneath the deck for some reason. Okay, apparently the last 3 cards I did of this was a blessing of I can't pronounce that. A blessing of the wild within and a blessing from the ever young were the last 3 I did. So again, it was a past, present, future thing, or who knows. There's other ways you can do a 3-card spread. Like sometimes I'll be like, okay, what 3 fairies would like to come through at this time? And 3 of them always do. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're associated with the past, present, or future. They're just here with the message. Okay. Wakey, wakey, fairies. Okay. What fairy is with me today? And what is your message? I've never gotten her before. Oh, she's so pretty. A blessing of connection. It's card number 10. And as you can see, it's a very cute little fairy and it's a hummingbird. Ooh, Litha's pretty. Check out Litha, y'all. And she gorgeous. This card is card number 10. See what my little fairy's saying to me here. Ten, 3, 5. Here she is. The fairy gift of interactions with the natural world and within humanity where we feel we have a true place. Blessed be. This blessing is a fairy gift, that of deep connection and affinity with the world around you. There will soon be a new friendship, cool, or contact or being who enters your world and with whom you seem to have a great and natural understanding, despite your differences. This can be between two people in a bond crossing cultures, locations, customs, or between animal and human, creating warmth and love and beauty and companionship, or between yourself and the fairy world, allowing you to feel enlivened, strengthened, emboldened, and able to sense all about you, their presence. Yay! When this takes place, you feel a true part of the planet and the world. And you feel a sense of belonging and being at home. With this blessing, you are so very comfortable and at ease for perhaps the first time in a long time. You are accepted and cared for, heard and truly listened to, and there will be friendly interactions when this beautiful blessing of the Fae comes to be with you. Bring it. I'm ready, y'all. Enjoy the interactions and the renewed sense of being at home within the world of nature. Thank you, and your pretty pink hair. Okay, that's that one. What fairy is with everybody else that watches this video today? Uh-oh. It's not really an uh-oh. It's just I have an issue with the unseelie court. A blessing of the unseelie, though. So it's nothing negative. It's just I've had some bad things happen with the unseelie court. And it's card number 2. Find my way back to the cards. Whoops, too far. Oops. Where's my cards? La, la, la. Here we go. Card number 2. The fairy gift of following your true heart, from the worthy rebels of the unseelie court. The gift of the unseelie is the gift of the rebellious one. That would be me. The one who defies and who does not go with the flow. In fairy lore, the unseelie are sometimes considered dangerous, but their blessing is this: you are not born to appease and to concede, to give way always before forces that consume and control. You were born to be free, to decide who you were meant to be for yourself. And the unseelie's gift and blessing to you is that reminder. And this means that in this moment, there is something you must say no to, or say no to the forces that would ask you to do something that you feel is wrong. Say no to staying quiet when there is an injustice. Say no to going along, to getting along, and stand alone if you must, in the renegade nature of the unseelie. It is a strange gift, a weird blessing to be sure, but in its way, it is an energy of rebellion and courage and defiance that is not born out of any desire to be unkind, In fact, it is born out of the desire to be kind to your truest self and to create space and room for you to breathe and be free. With this blessing, you will say no. You will take a stand. You will find a new path and be true to yourself. And while you may be called disruptive or difficult, know that these labels are only given when you can no longer be controlled. When the unseelie bless you in your holy work, know that you are only being true to your own self and walking your own path. Blessings of the unseelie, those holy rascals, friend. So that's a good thing to see. um, thank you for that, guys. Really, because I've certainly had my issues with the unseelie court. It was, and this is just kind of like a recap a little bit, but I know there's some people that may watch this that go, "Oh, I don't remember you telling that story," but it was in bulk one year. I drove out to a Wiccan, pagan, witchy gathering or whatever of a group of witches that were going to celebrate in bulk by taking a walk through the woods. But, there was snow and ice all over the ground. Because this is like, we're talking February 2nd here, okay? It was cold. And they went to a park. They met at a park. I found out about it somehow, and I decided to go. I had a little bottle of fairy dust with me. And I did not know this particular group of people. I don't think, at least I don't recall that any of them were familiar to me. But I didn't feel like uncomfortable around any of them really or anything. But they neglected, or did they say it before we walked through the forest? I don't remember. This same group, a year prior to this, opened a portal in that very forest and forgot about it. So it literally stayed open for an entire year. Now, if they particularly went into the realm of Fae, that means a fairy portal was open for an entire year. And it's not like people were going there every day and they were doing some kind of major event. They left it open. So that was a big no, you don't. What are you thinking? Psh, psh, psh. So I didn't think nothing of it. I remember thinking, I don't know, man. Maybe I shouldn't go on this walk with this group because I don't want something attacking me. They did. We were walking through. We asked for safe passage through the forest. We were there. We meant no harm or anything of that sort. But that didn't hold water because they left it open for a whole year. So, yeah, I could see where there would be some very upset spirits. And God only knows what came out and what kind of conflict it caused or what have you. Weirdly enough, we were just walking along, looked down on the ground, and there was a couple of twigs, good-sized twigs, that just happened to form themselves into a particular rune. That rune was the fairies' way, or the spirits in the forest way of saying, okay, thank you for asking, your safe passage is granted. So we walked through. When we got to the end, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have taken half the fairy dust, gave it as an offering before we went in, and then the rest of it after. But no, I chose to wait until after. I literally took the entire container and opened it and threw it. Said, here's an offering for you guys. Thanks for giving us safe passage through the forest. We mean you no harm, blessed be. And we both kind of went into our own vehicles and went on with our day. Well, I made the stupid mistake of of inviting them back home with me. Bad idea. Bad, 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 bad. Because either they didn't know or they didn't care because they were pissed off, which in a way I can't blame them. I was not in that group. Why are you attacking me? I am not going to be so stupid as open a portal somewhere and forget about it. Are you nuts? So I tried to do my own thing by saying, please don't attack me. And I remember clearly saying, you can come back with me, but don't attack me. I have done nothing to you. I was not part of the group that originally left the portal open that they happened to mention, either right before we walked into the forest or after we were like halfway into it. And then they're like, oh, by the way, we left the portal open a year ago. I'm like, oh no. So in my defense, I went to the fairy realm, and there's many ways to get there. I went there telepathically because it's the easiest. It takes the least amount of energy, the least amount of time. Nobody even knows you're doing it unless they're doing the same thing with you at the same moment in time or whatever. I went to one of the queens. I believe it was Queen Una. And I believe she's like the winter fairy or something, because I have a fairy deck that it showed there's more than one fairy queen. By the way, don't ask me how many because I'm not really sure, but from what it seems to be, there's one for every season. There's a winter fairy, there's a fall fairy, there's a spring, and there's a summer. So I went to Queen Una and I said, would you please take your Unseelie court back and tell them to stop attacking me because I did nothing wrong. I was not part of the group that I walked through the forest. I was an innocent that had opened a portal a year prior to that day or whatever and left it open. I felt like they attacked me is I started having a lot of bad luck, or so it seemed, and I got a really bad cold sore. Like it either almost took the entire top half of my mouth to where like it was hard to eat, it was hard to drink, it was hard to do anything because if you touched it even the slightest little bit, it hurt like hell. So I thought I was being attacked for no reason. And I was not okay with that. So I did the only thing I could think to do after I was stupid enough to invite them back home with me, which I should have never done. Queen Una must have said something to him, or whatever queen, maybe all of them got together and said, look, she's right, guys. Come on now. Back to the fairy realm. You have no reason to attack her. She's an innocent. She did not know that this group of people had opened a portal and, forgot about it. And the whole deal. So, but, it's just one of those things. Yeah, it was not fun. And no, I will never do it again. But if I do ever do something like that again, before I take one step into that forest with any of these people, I'm going to do my own little prayer. I'll be like, I'll be there in a minute. I'm going to get myself in the zone. And I'll be like, probably like, okay, they won't care. And what I mean by getting in the zone is being of the right mindset, to be open, to be able to see them if you're lucky, feel them, hear them, all that. But cast protection around yourself and say, please don't attack me. If this group did something to offend you, don't take it out on me. I'm the innocent here. I try not to offend, but I'm not perfect. Sometimes I might offend and don't even realize I have, in which case I'm truly sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody. Can you please stop attacking me? Needless to say, after that little not so great experience, I vowed never again. If I go with a group, I will do my own little thing before I go anywhere near whatever park that they're walking through and whatever. It's like, keep me out of it. I'm an innocent here. I don't mean anybody any harm. I'm not here to attack anybody in the Fey realm. Don't attack me. And I can't ask it any more nicely than that. But you know, it's good to be able to finally read a card that says that gives a positive side to the unseelie. So I hope that the peace stands between us and that they don't just suddenly on a whim decide to start attacking me again for no reason. Because if they do, I'm just going to go to the queens again and bust on them and turn them in and say, look, can you please make them leave and leave me alone? I have done nothing to them. They are attacking me for no reason. Make it stop. And they will. They will, because they'll be able to look inside of you and be able to tell if you did anything deserving of it or not. And if you haven't and you truly are innocent, they'll be like, yeah, that's it. Back to the fairy realm. You don't do this to her. She's a good person. You don't do this. She's done nothing to you. But that's just one of many ways and stuff that I try to have some type of a witch group to kick it with, to hang out with, to go to parks and stuff, to do ceremonies and rituals and blessings and whatever. But never anything negative. I won't do anything negative because I don't want the backlash from it. Like what happened to me with the Unseelie court. So, been there, done that, didn't like it. Not going through it again. I miss the one group I used to hang out with. Winding Road Coven or whatever. I miss them. I miss seeing them. I miss going to gatherings with them. But I just don't want to do it anymore because I don't know if it's me or if it's some kind of energy or something that for whatever reason just don't like me, even though I'm not doing any wrong. But I just felt like I didn't fit in there, like I wasn't wanted. And I didn't know why. And so I didn't know if it was some of the group that felt that way or if it was a particular individual that maybe did some kind of, voodoo where they just basically throw it at you by thinking about it. They manifest it and you're getting slammed with whatever and you're like, what the hell did I do? I'm just here. I was invited. Why are you guys treating me this way? They really hurt me. And I don't have anything against them, but I certainly felt like somebody, or maybe more than one somebody, had something against me, and I'm never going to know what that was or why that was. So I just stopped going. And I did see that at least one of the members of that group, I hope she's still a subscriber. I don't know. Hi, Kelly, if you are, and if you see this sometime. I miss her. She's not really that far away from us, I don't think. I mean, if you go to there's a Kroger store way out east, and she lives like on a street near there, but you have to know where to turn, and it's basically behind the Kroger, and they're nice little places. I only got to go to her place one time, and it was for a celebration for a friend that is no longer a friend, and that everybody in that coven has cast aside and basically banned them and said, don't ever show your face around us again, because that person really hurt Kelly. And Kelly was a big part of the reason why we were able to have such a nice celebration for their 40th birthday. And that's how they, repaid her. That was not okay. It was very hurtful and mean and rude and disrespectful. So That was literally the only time I got to go to Kelly's place. And I would like to be able to go back to the gatherings again. I would like to be able to feel and be able to sit down with all of them, maybe even, and say, could somebody please clarify something for me? And just be straight up dead honest with me, because if we can't be honest, then why am I here? Okay. Is there somebody or more than one somebody in this group that for whatever reason I do not understand, just don't like me, and anytime I come to one of the gatherings they make me feel like I'm not wanted there? Like, what did I do to who? Or, is that just me? Is it just an energy that I always seem to feel when I try to come to one of these gatherings, like I'm not really wanted? Why? What did I do? And just see if anybody's going to be brave and courageous and either stand up and say, oh, I don't know why you feel that way, Janet, but none of us feel that way about you. Then it must be some other outside energy that just has a problem with me, that I want to go away so I could maybe start coming to the gatherings again. I tried to get it admitted basically into the coven. I tried to get accepted by that coven, and they did my magical vetting, which is basically a magical interview of sorts. Why do you want to be a part of this coven? Blah, blah, blah. They ask a series of questions. And if you answer any of them in a way they don't like, then they will start stacking marks against you, and they'll have like a group vote or whatever. Do we let her in? Do we not? My belief and understanding was that after a year and a day, they basically put you on trial for a year and a day. They let you come to some of the gatherings, but like private ones that are coven only, you can't go to because you're not part of the coven yet. Year and a day, 366 days. And not once did a single one of them, even John, who the head leader, him and his spouse, which I love both of them dearly, especially John. I believe his name was John. I know it was something Edwards, but anyway, he, him and his husband, I loved them both. I never had any issues with them. I just don't understand. They never did accept me into the coven, and I'm like, why? What did I do? They never even had the courtesy of giving me an answer. So I just walked away with my tail tucked between my legs, my ears drooping in my head, and crying my eyes out, more or less, because I'm like, I was so hopeful that I had finally found a coven that I could be a part of again, and only to feel like I wasn't good enough, or you're not even going to dignify giving me an answer as to why I didn't get accepted. Whatever. So I just stopped going. Go figure. And Mr. Edwards, he's a Capricorn like me. I guess it just goes to show that not all Capricorns get along. Or, you may think that, oh, you're a Capricorn, why would you ever hurt me? And then they do something that actually does hurt you, which is not right. So, here we are. It's like, okay, I've got my own coven moon dance, and another one that supposedly me and Chris are both a part of, but they almost never get together for any reason. So I don't exactly feel a part of the coven when they don't even do anything together. It's like, okay, this is a coven. How? That's not the way I've known covens to be, or what I feel they should be, or, and again, I don't wish anybody ill will or anything like that. It's just one of those things that, I guess you have to let go and not dwell on their loss, because I'm sure there was a lot I could have brought to the table, but I was never given the chance. So obviously I'm wasting my time here. I'm just going to leave, and blessed be, and thanks for nothing. sometimes I see posts about, from the coven or whatever. Brian Edwards, sorry. Thank you for whoever corrected me. Thank you. Um, so Kelly, I just hope that you're at least still with me, and any of the other group from that coven is still with me. Kudos. Thanks. Be nice to hear from you again. Reach out to me, even if you just leave a comment on my live, which I still, every time I go into my community and I try to bring up, like say, leave a comment, I've never seen any, like literally, and I'm like, okay, I'm apparently doing something wrong, or people just don't want to take the time to comment. It's like, okay, whatever, have a nice day. Um, but I need to decide if I'm going to try to put up my other coffin. It's not what you think, folks. It's a shelf, okay? Shaped like a coffin. It's about yay big. It's just, I've already got two witchy shelves out here. I've got a little coffin one over here, and I've got my coffin mirror and my Capricorn sign back here, which I haven't even turned on yet. And then I've got a triple goddess one over on it, the east wall, and then on the west wall, I have my a coffin, but this one's like really shallow. My other one that's in the bedroom, it's deeper, like the shelves are deeper and the size is bigger, and it comes with 2 screws and a little baggie, so you can hang it up, obviously, and then it has these little plastic things that, excuse me, I guess act as some type of a support to give it extra stability and stuff. And part of my mind thinks I know how to make that happen, but then part of me's not sure. Like, okay, either you're supposed to get the hole started with the screws first, then you take a little hammer and you tap the little plastic parts in there, and then screw it in so it holds them in place good. Because this shelf has some weight to it, the one that I'm speaking of, and it's got a couple of bars on it, which I plan on, because I've got so many necklaces, taken like crystal necklaces mostly, and loop them through to where you can hang them down. And by looping them through the way I'm talking, they'll hang down, and it keeps them on the little pole. You can fit probably, I don't know, depending on the size of the necklace. If you scrunch them up, you could probably fit up 4 or more, but I won't know until I get it put up. But doing it of a level, because I'm not really tall, I try to do it at a level where I can just literally walk right up to it, and it's, instead of it being like way up here, and then I'm trying to screw it in, and I'm just not having any luck. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna go see about maybe doing that, or see if I can even pick a wall in the bedroom that I want to put it, or if I want to put it on one of my closet doors, because then by doing that is you're drilling holes into the door, which I try to do that very little, because all the holes that I'm putting in the walls to hang stuff up is going to be a job for somebody to spackle over if we ever move out of here. So, ow. I always get this wet, sweat behind your ears, and then it just smells god awful. But then sweat's not supposed to smell good either. And I keep looking out the window. Yep, Christy's still not there. She must be working. So hopefully this wasn't too boring of a live for anybody, but sometimes random is just the way to go. Keep it versatile, keep it universal, whatever. Just like you don't know what I might talk about, or sometimes I try to have a focal point. Other times, like I said, I'm just doing a virtual reach out, to anybody that maybe could use the help that I'm offering, or has questions about the occult and they just don't feel comfortable talking with anybody else about it. Leave me a comment. If it's something I know something about, I will gladly share with you what I know. But if it's something I don't know something about, I could at least try to give you a book or guide you to a book that maybe will answer what I can't. So, blessed be y'all. See you next live.